do you become a man? Kipling has it all listed out for you. If you find this analysis interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe. Engage with me. Add any questions or concerns down in the comment section. If a poem that deals with who an ideal British man should be are words from Rudyard Kipling to his son John. First published in Brothers Quartos of Rewards and Fairies in 1910, motivation and encouragement are the biggest notions that were undoubtedly packed within these words. Coming from an experienced man, a father, a mature figure to a son who is immature and inexperienced, who is obviously about to step into society, is beautifully put into words by Kipling. In other words, it is a form of inheritance, passing down of tradition, a morale, a message from a man of one generation to another. Therefore, this is very much a set of advice, a list of ideals to successfully traverse through life. With that in mind, let's move on to the poem. As usual, here is the full poem for you to go through, which I will be analyzing by stanza. Stanza 1. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can stand your ground, be emotionally stable, and be rational, not reacting on impulse, you are the man. If you have self-confidence in making the right decisions, and yet can be open to criticism, you are good to go. If you master patience, not be revengeful, nor bend your knee to easy, low-down ways to get your way, all the while not being narcissistic or a show-off, that is the way to live. This is what Kipling has to say in stanza 1. Stanza 2. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you have a vision, a goal, a plan, you should be able to implement it without it overpowering who you are or what you do in the present or the future. You should be able to think straight. Personifying triumph and disasters as imposters, Kipling tells us to face and accept both as they come. If one can patiently look on when his words are twisted by fools for their benefit, if you don't fail or give up when things are not going as planned, or more correctly, if what you build is destroyed, you should be able to rise from the ashes and never give up. Your will should be stronger than the devastations that may fall upon you. And this is what Kipling says in stanza 2. Stanza 3. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. This stanza simply tells the sun not to give up. If you lose all you have due to one wrong decision, one wrong action, don't ponder over it. Let it go and restart. Repeat. Kipling asks him not to be disheartened by loss but to endure both physical and mental strains. He personifies will to add how powerful it can be. Stanza 4. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. If you are able to be you and maintain your virtue no matter who you associate from with status, if you do not stoop down nor walk a step above the ground, you are a true son. If you are emotionally sound so that neither friend nor foe can bring you down, if other men count and depend on you but not too much, meaning that you don't let them lose their self-worth or drive, you are great. Finally, if you are to spend every minute meaningfully, if you are able to be all that was mentioned above, you are no longer a boy but a man. Simply, he is asking his son to man up. It is all about stoicism, where one endures pain or difficulties without complaint or being emotional. As we read on, we understand that this poem caters not only to a single son by one father, but it is applicable to a whole nation of British fathers and sons, where they pass down the ideal of who a British man is and should be. It evokes a sense of nationalism and patriotism, which could very well be a huge reason for the popularity of this poem. More proof to this stance on patriotism is added by the idea that the poem was inspired by Leander Starr Jameson, a politician responsible for the Second Boer War, where despite being arrested, he was considered a hero in London. Adding to this is the fact that Kipling was a patriot himself and catered most of his writing into this cause. The other factor that is important to note is the use of the if condition that appears at the beginning of every line. This shows how unstable future is and how differently life can turn out from one person to another. Therefore, this poem is a way of arming his son and the sons of his nation to face whatever may fall upon them. He is careful to offer advice on how to face positive as well as negative things in an indifferent manner that will bring the most benefits. With that ends my reading on If by Rudyard Kipling. If it was of benefit to you, do like and subscribe. Thank you.